Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with a question: how much of your life do you truly control? I'm not talking about controlling external circumstances, because let's face it, life throws curveballs. But what about your internal world, your mind, your words, your emotions, and your financial choices? These four elements, mind, mouth, mood, and money, are interconnected, and when we learn to master them, we build a life rooted in strength, integrity, and authenticity. Our mind is the most powerful tool we have. It shapes our perceptions, drives our decisions, and influences our actions. Yet, for many of us, it often feels like the mind has a mind of its own, doesn't it? Thoughts race uncontrollably, doubts creep in, and worries seem to sprout like weeds. If the mind is left unchecked, it can become a relentless critic, a source of anxiety, or even a barrier to the life we want to live. Controlling your mind doesn't mean silencing it or suppressing its thoughts. It means learning to manage it, to direct it, and to become the master of your internal world rather than its prisoner. But this mastery doesn't come from force or avoidance. It comes from understanding, discipline, and compassion. Understanding your mind. To control your mind, the first step is understanding how it works. The human brain is a survival machine, hardwired to detect threats, solve problems, and seek rewards. This wiring has been essential for human evolution, but in our modern world, it can often work against us. Our minds magnify small issues, replay past mistakes, and obsess over future uncertainties, leaving us in a perpetual state of mental exhaustion. Recognizing these patterns is crucial. Your mind is not inherently your enemy, it's just doing its job. When you can see your thoughts for what they are: temporary, often untrue, and not a reflection of your worth, you take the first step toward gaining control. The power of awareness. Awareness is the foundation of mental control. Think about it, you can't manage something you're unaware of. This is where mindfulness comes into play. Mindfulness is the practice of observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It's not about stopping your thoughts, it's about noticing them. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float downstream. Each leaf represents a thought. You don't have to grab the leaf or chase it down the river. You simply watch it pass. This is how mindfulness works. It creates space between you and your thoughts. When you cultivate this awareness, you begin to see patterns. You notice that certain thoughts trigger specific emotions, that your mind tends to spiral in particular situations, or that you're more prone to negativity when you're tired or stressed. This self-awareness is the key to taking back control, shifting your perspective. Once you're aware of your thoughts, the next step is to shift your perspective. Not all thoughts are created equal, and not all of them deserve your attention or belief. Some thoughts are helpful, guiding you toward growth and solutions. Others are destructive, feeding your insecurities and fears. One powerful tool for shifting perspective is reframing. Let's say you make a mistake at work and your mind immediately jumps to thoughts like, I'm so incompetent, or I'm going to get fired. Instead of letting these thoughts dominate, pause and reframe them. Ask yourself, is this thought true? What evidence do I have to support it? What's a more constructive way to view this situation? Reframing doesn't mean denying reality or sugarcoating challenges. It means choosing a perspective that empowers you rather than paralyzing you. Training your mind. Like any skill, controlling your mind requires practice. Think of your mind as a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Another powerful practice is journaling. Writing down your thoughts allows you to externalize them, making them less overwhelming. It also gives you a chance to analyze and challenge them. Over time, you'll miss patterns and gain insights that can help you manage your mind more effectively. Gratitude is another mental discipline that can transform your relationship with your mind. When you consciously focus on what you're grateful for, you train your brain to look for the positive rather than dwelling on the negative. This simple practice can shift your mental state dramatically. Setting boundaries for your mind. Just as you set boundaries with others, you need to set boundaries with your mind. This means recognizing when it's time to engage with a thought and when it's time to let it go. Rumination, replaying the same thoughts over and over, is a common mental trap. It's easy to mistake rumination for problem solving, but they're not the same. Problem solving is productive, it leads to solutions. Rumination, on the other hand, keeps you stuck. To break free from rumination, set a mental time limit. Allow yourself a specific amount of time to think about a problem, then consciously redirect your focus to something else. This might be a physical activity, a creative project, or simply a moment of deep breathing. Managing mental energy. Controlling your mind also means managing your mental energy. Just as your body needs rest, your mind needs downtime. In today's fast-paced world, we're bombarded with information, stimuli, and demands on our attention. Without intentional breaks, our minds become overstimulated and overwhelmed. Make it a habit to unplug regularly. Spend time in nature, engage in activities that bring you joy, or simply sit in silence. These moments of stillness are not a waste of time, they're an essential part of mental control. Compassion for your mind. Finally, controlling your mind requires compassion. There will be days when your thoughts run wild, when fear and doubt creep in, and when control feels out of reach. In those moments, remember that you're human. Perfection is not the goal, progress is. Treat your mind like you would a child learning a new skill. When it stumbles, guide it gently. Celebrate small victories, and don't be too hard on yourself when setbacks occur. Compassion isn't just kind, it's effective. A mind that feels safe and supported is far easier to manage than one that's constantly criticized. Controlling your mind is a journey, not a destination. It's a daily practice of awareness, discipline, and kindness. When you take the time to understand your mind, train it, and care for it, you unlock its true potential, creating space for clarity, resilience, and growth. Words are one of the most powerful tools we possess. They can inspire and uplift, but they can also wound and destroy. While we often speak without much thought, the impact of our words lingers far longer than we realize. Controlling your mouth doesn't mean suppressing your voice, it means using your words with intention, care, and wisdom. When we master our ability to communicate thoughtfully, we strengthen relationships, foster trust, and align our speech with our values. The power of words. Words have an extraordinary ability to shape the world around us. They influence how others perceive us, how conflicts are resolved, and even how we perceive ourselves. A kind word can soothe someone in distress, while a harsh one can leave scars that last a lifetime. Recognizing this power is the first step toward taking control of your speech. Think of your words like seeds. Each one you plant will grow into something, either a flower or a weed. Every interaction you have is an opportunity to plant seeds that nurture connection, understanding, and respect. The question is, are you planting intentionally or scattering carelessly? Pause before you speak. One of the simplest yet most effective strategies for controlling your mouth is to pause before you speak. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to let emotions take over and say something you later regret. This is especially true during arguments or when you feel provoked. The pause gives you time to reflect and choose your words carefully. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to say true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If your words don't meet these criteria, consider rephrasing or holding back. The pause is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. It allows you to respond rather than react. Speak with intention. Controlled speech is intentional speech. This means being mindful of the purpose behind your words. Are you speaking to solve a problem, express your feelings, or make a connection? Or are you speaking out of frustration, defensiveness, or an impulse to prove a point? Speaking with intention also means choosing words that align with your values. For instance, if you value honesty, express your truth respectfully and constructively. If you value kindness, avoid sarcasm or unnecessary criticism, even when it's tempting. Intentional speech is not about being overly cautious or robotic, it's about being deliberate and ensuring your words reflect who you want to be. The art of listening. Controlling your mouth isn't just about speaking wisely, it's also about listening deeply. Many of us listen to respond rather than to understand. We're so eager to share our opinions or defend our positions that we miss what the other person is truly saying. Active listening involves giving your full attention to the speaker, suspending judgment, and seeking to understand their perspective. It's a practice that requires patience and humility, but it's incredibly powerful. When you listen well, you create space for genuine dialogue and connection. Listening also helps you choose your words more effectively. When you truly understand someone's point of view, you can respond in a way that addresses their concerns rather than escalating the situation. Avoiding gossip and negativity. One of the most common pitfalls of unchecked speech is gossip. While it might feel harmless or even bonding in the moment, gossip often damages trust and erodes relationships. Speaking about others in their absence, especially in a way that you wouldn't if they were present, reflects poorly on your character and creates unnecessary conflict. Similarly, constant negativity can be toxic, both for yourself and those around you. Complaining, criticizing, or focusing on what's wrong drains energy and fosters resentment. Instead, strive to speak in ways that are solution-focused and uplifting. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but addressing them constructively and respectfully. Expressing yourself clearly. Controlling your mouth also involves learning to express yourself clearly. Miscommunication is one of the biggest sources of conflict in any relationship. Often we assume others understand what we mean, but vague or ambiguous language can lead to misunderstandings. Take the time to articulate your thoughts clearly and directly. Use I statements to express your feelings without assigning blame. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me try, I feel unheard when I share something and don't get a response." Clear communication fosters understanding and prevents unnecessary conflict. Managing tone and body language. The words you use are only part of the equation. Your tone and body language carry just as much, if not more, weight in communication. A harsh tone can make even the kindest words feel like an attack, while a warm tone can soften the impact of difficult conversations. Pay attention to how you're delivering your message. Are you speaking too loudly or too softly? Is your tone defensive, sarcastic, or dismissive? Small adjustments can make a big difference in how your words are received. Similarly, your body language should support your message. Maintain eye contact, avoid crossing your arms, and ensure your facial expressions match the tone of your words. Congruence between your words and actions builds trust and credibility. Handling difficult conversations. Controlling your mouth is especially important during difficult conversations. These are the moments when emotions run high and the potential for hurt or misunderstanding is greatest. And start by approaching the conversation with a mindset of collaboration rather than confrontation. Use language that emphasizes shared goals and mutual respect. For instance, instead of saying, "You always make things difficult, try, I'd like us to find a way to work through this together." Be prepared to listen as much as you speak. Acknowledge the other person's feelings and perspective, even if you don't agree. This doesn't mean compromising your own truth, but it does mean showing empathy and respect. Practice makes progress. Controlling your mouth is not something you master overnight. It's a skill that requires ongoing practice and self-awareness. There will be times when you slip up, say something you regret, or struggle to find the right words. In those moments, remember that progress is more important than perfection. The ripple effect. When you take control of your mouth, the impact extends far beyond your own life. Your words influence the energy of every room you enter, the tone of every conversation you have, and the dynamics of every relationship you're part of. By speaking with intention, listening deeply, and choosing kindness over impulse, you create a ripple effect of positivity and connection. Your mood is a powerful force. It shapes how you perceive the world, interact with others, and navigate challenges. When your mood is positive, even difficult situations can seem manageable. Conversely, when your mood is low or unstable, even minor inconveniences can feel overwhelming. The ability to control your mood is a cornerstone of emotional intelligence and personal growth. While moods are influenced by external circumstances and internal states, the good news is that they are not beyond your influence. With awareness and practice, you can learn to regulate your mood and respond to life with resilience and intention. The nature of moods. To control your mood, it's essential to understand what a mood is. Unlike fleeting emotions, which are reactions to specific events, moods are longer-lasting emotional states that color your overall experience. For example, while an emotion like anger might arise in response to a single comment, a mood of irritability might linger throughout the day, affecting multiple interactions and decisions. Moods are influenced by a combination of factors, including your thoughts, physical state, environment, and even subconscious patterns. Recognizing the multifaceted nature of moods can help you approach them with curiosity rather than frustration. Awareness is the first step. You cannot control what you're not aware of, which is why the first step in mood regulation is cultivating awareness. Many of us go through the day without stopping to notice how we feel or why. We might snap at someone, procrastinate, or withdraw socially without realizing that an underlying mood is driving these behaviors. Take a moment to check in with yourself regularly. Ask, how am I feeling right now? What might be contributing to this mood? How is this mood affecting my thoughts and actions? This practice of self-awareness helps you identify patterns and triggers. For example, you might notice that you feel irritable when you're hungry, or that stress from work spills over into your interactions at home. With awareness, you gain the ability to intervene. Reframing negative thoughts. Your thoughts play a significant role in shaping your mood. Negative or distorted thought patterns, such as catastrophizing, black and white thinking, or excessive self-criticism, can perpetuate low moods. Learning to challenge and reframe these thoughts is a powerful way to regulate your mood. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I always mess things up," pause and question the accuracy of that thought. Ask yourself, is this thought true? What evidence supports or contradicts it? What's a more balanced perspective? Reframing the thought to something like, "I made a mistake, but I'm capable of learning and improving," can shift your emotional state and help you approach the situation with greater confidence and calm. The role of physical state. Your physical state has a profound impact on your mood. Factors like sleep, nutrition, exercise, and even posture can influence how you feel. Taking care of your body is not just a health practice, it's a mood regulation strategy. Chronic sleep deprivation can lead to irritability, low energy, and difficulty managing emotions. Prioritize restful sleep to give your mind and body the foundation they need. Nutrition, a diet high in processed foods and sugar, can contribute to mood swings, while balanced meals with plenty of nutrients promote emotional stability. Exercise, physical activity releases endorphins, improves blood flow to the brain, and reduces stress hormones like cortisol. Even a short walk can lift your mood. Posture, how you carry yourself, affects your mood. Standing tall, relaxing your shoulders, and smiling even when you don't feel like it can create a positive feedback loop that improves your emotional state. Environment and its influence. Your surroundings also play a key role in shaping your mood. Cluttered spaces, harsh lighting, or constant noise can contribute to feelings of stress or overwhelm, while a calm, organized environment can have the opposite effect. Take steps to create an environment that supports your well-being. This might include decluttering your workspace, adding elements of nature like plants or sunlight, or incorporating soothing sounds like music or white noise. Social environments matter too. The people you surround yourself with can significantly influence your mood. Seek out relationships that are supportive and uplifting, and set boundaries with those who drain your energy or bring negativity. Healthy emotional expression. Suppressing emotions is not the same as controlling your mood. Bottling up anger, sadness, or frustration can lead to emotional buildup that eventually erupts in unhealthy ways. Instead, find constructive ways to express and process your emotions. Journaling is an excellent tool for emotional expression. Writing down your thoughts and feelings allows you to externalize them, gain clarity, and identify underlying issues. Talking to a trusted friend or therapist can also provide relief and perspective. Creative outlets like art, music, or dance can help you channel emotions constructively. Even physical outlets like punching a pillow or going for a run can release pent-up energy in a way that feels cathartic. Gratitude and perspective. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most effective tools for improving your mood. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your perspective shifts from scarcity to abundance. Start a daily gratitude practice by writing down 3 things you're thankful for. These don't have to be monumental. A kind gesture, a good meal, or even a moment of peace can make the list. Over time, this habit rewires your brain to notice and appreciate positive experiences, creating a more optimistic outlook. Disrupting the cycle. Sometimes a bad mood can feel like a self-perpetuating cycle. The more you dwell on what's bothering you, the worse you feel, and the harder it becomes to break free. Interrupting this cycle with intentional actions can make a world of difference. One strategy is to change your focus. Shift your attention from what's wrong to something neutral or positive. This could mean engaging in a hobby, watching a funny video, or simply taking a few deep breaths. Another strategy is to physically change your state. Stand up, stretch, or go outside for fresh air. Movement and a change of scenery can reset your mind and break the loop of negative thinking. Building emotional resilience. Controlling your mood is not about avoiding challenges or never feeling negative emotions. It's about building resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to change, and maintain a sense of balance even in difficult times. One way to build resilience is by cultivating self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a close friend. Acknowledge that it's okay to have bad days and that your mood doesn't define your worth. Another way is to develop a toolbox of mood regulation strategies. These might include breathing exercises, meditation, grounding techniques, or affirmations. The more tools you have, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the ups and downs of life. Money is an essential part of life, touching almost every aspect of how we live. It represents freedom, security, and opportunity, but it can also be a source of stress, conflict, and limitation when it's not managed well. Controlling your money doesn't mean being overly restrictive or obsessing over every penny. Instead, it's about having a clear, intentional approach to how you earn, spend, save, and invest, ensuring that your financial habits align with your goals and values. Understand your relationship with money. The first step to controlling your money is understanding your relationship with it. Everyone has a unique mindset around money, shaped by upbringing, cultural influences, and personal experiences. Some people see money as a source of security, while others view it as a means to enjoyment or status. Ask yourself, what does money mean to me? What emotions do I associate with money? Anxiety, freedom, guilt, pride? Are my financial habits helping or hindering my goals? By reflecting on these questions, you can identify any limiting beliefs or unhelpful patterns that may be holding you back, such as overspending to cope with stress or avoiding financial planning out of fear. Set clear financial goals. Controlling your money begins with knowing where you want it to take you. Financial goals provide direction and motivation, making it easier to make decisions and prioritize. Start by defining both short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals might include saving for a vacation, paying off a credit card, or building an emergency fund. Long-term goals could include buying a home, funding your children's education, or retiring comfortably. Once you have your goals, break them into actionable steps. For example, if your goal is to save $10,000 for a down payment on a house, calculate how much you need to save each month and set up a system to track your progress. Create and stick to a budget. A budget is one of the most powerful tools for taking control of your money. It provides a clear picture of your income, expenses, and priorities, helping you allocate resources wisely and avoid overspending. Start by tracking your expenses for a month to see where your money is going. Divide your spending into categories such as housing, transportation, food, entertainment, and savings. Then compare this with your income to identify areas where you can cut back or reallocate funds. A popular budgeting method is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income goes toward necessities like rent, utilities, and groceries. 30% is allocated to discretionary spending such as dining out or hobbies. 20% is reserved for savings and debt repayment. Adjust these percentages as needed based on your financial situation and goals. The key is to ensure that your spending reflects your priorities. Live below your means. One of the most fundamental principles of financial control is living below your means. This means spending less than you earn and resisting the temptation to keep up with others' lifestyles. Living below your means doesn't have to feel restrictive. It's about making mindful choices, such as cooking at home instead of eating out, shopping for quality over quantity, and focusing on experiences rather than material possessions. These small adjustments can free up money for savings, investments, and opportunities that truly matter. Build an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a financial safety net that protects you from unexpected expenses such as medical bills, car repairs, or job loss. Without one, even minor emergencies can derail your finances and force you into debt. Aim to save 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in an easily accessible account. If that feels overwhelming, start small, set a goal of saving $500, then gradually increase it. Consistency is more important than speed. Having an emergency fund provides peace of mind and allows you to handle life's surprises without compromising your financial stability. Avoid and manage debt wisely. Debt can either be a useful tool or a heavy burden depending on how it's managed. While some types of debt, like mortgages or student loans, can be strategic investments in your future, high-interest debt, such as credit card balances, can quickly spiral out of control. To take charge of your debt. Prioritize high-interest debt, focus on paying off high-interest debts first, as these cost you the most over time. Use strategies like the avalanche method, paying off debts with the highest interest rates first, or the snowball method, paying off smaller debts first for psychological momentum. Limit new debt, avoid taking on new debt unless it's absolutely necessary. If you use credit cards, pay off the balance in full each month to avoid interest charges. Negotiate and consolidate. Consider negotiating with creditors for lower interest rates or consolidating debts into a single loan with better terms. Being proactive about managing debt helps you free up money for other goals and reduces financial stress. Save and invest for the future. Saving and investing are key components of financial control. Saving ensures that you have funds for short-term needs and emergencies, while investing allows your money to grow over time and work for you. Start by automating your savings. Set up automatic transfers to a savings account or investment account each month. This pay-yourself-first approach ensures that saving becomes a priority rather than an afterthought. For long-term growth, explore investment options such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or retirement accounts like 401(k)s or IRAs. If you're unsure where to start, consider consulting a financial advisor to create a plan tailored to your goals and risk tolerance. Practice financial discipline. Financial discipline is the ability to make choices that align with your goals, even when it's tempting to give in to immediate gratification. It means saying no to unnecessary purchases, sticking to your budget, and resisting impulsive spending. Discipline doesn't mean depriving yourself, it's about finding balance. For instance, if you want to enjoy a luxury item or experience, plan for it by saving in advance rather than relying on credit. This approach allows you to indulge responsibly without compromising your financial stability. Educate yourself about money. Financial literacy is a crucial part of controlling your money. The more you understand about how money works, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions. Take the time to learn about topics like budgeting, investing, taxes, and retirement planning. Read books, attend workshops, or follow credible financial experts online. The knowledge you gain will empower you to navigate your finances with confidence and avoid common pitfalls. Cultivate a healthy mindset about money. Finally, controlling your money involves cultivating a mindset of abundance and gratitude. Recognize that money is a tool, not a measure of your worth. Appreciate what you have and focus on building a life that aligns with your values rather than chasing arbitrary standards of success. When you approach money with clarity, discipline, and purpose, you not only improve your financial health, but also create a foundation for greater freedom and fulfillment.